Tales of Veldrith, created by Matty Taylor. Book 6, Eira's Reckoning.
Episode 59, The Abyssal Order Strikes.
The forest had grown quiet again, too quiet for Eira's liking. The whispers of ley lines hummed faintly under her boots, steady but watchful. She tightened her grip on her sword as she and Leona crossed a ridge of tangled roots. Brander had circled off to scout a different path, leaving the two women to push deeper into the Veilwood.
Something's wrong,
Leona murmured. She tapped her satchel where her vials clinked faintly.
The pool here isn't steady. It's bent.
Eira opened her mouth to ask what she meant when the air ahead shivered like heat on stone. The shadows thickened, pulling together into a shape. Broad shoulders, long robes, a face pale as ash, and eyes like cracks into nothingness. Tharivor Kesh.
"You've walked far enough,"
Kesh said. His voice was calm, but it carried like thunder.
"The forest carries whispers of him. You follow them as if they were a path, but he is mine now."
Eira lifted her blade.
Vestinus was never yours.
Kesh smiled faintly. He raised one hand, and black threads spilled into the air. They spread like roots across the ground, twisting and writhing. The ley lines beneath their feet groaned in answer. Leona hurled a vial, red fire bursting across the roots. For a moment the shadows burned, but then they swallowed the flame whole, leaving nothing but smoke. Eira charged, blade cutting toward Kesh's chest. He flicked his wrist. A wall of void shimmered into place, catching the steel mid-swing. Energy surged up the blade and into Eira's arm. She staggered back, numb to the shoulder. Kesh stepped closer. His voice was almost gentle.
"You fight with steel against the endless dark, futile."
Leona scrambled for another weapon, but Kesh's other hand moved in a sharp gesture. The ground split beneath her, and black tendrils lashed upward, catching her legs and dragging her down. She threw a flask of blue smoke, but the shadows smothered it before it could spread. On the ridge above them, something glinted. An ancient laystone, part of a ruined shrine half buried in roots. Eira hadn't noticed it before, but Kesh had. He reached toward it, and the stone tore free of the ground, floating to his hand. Etched lines across its surface pulsed with light. Leona gasped.
That's a keystone. It can open the way to the Voidheart.
Kesh cradled it, as if it were a jewel.
"At last,"
he murmured. Rage steadied Eira's arm. She swung again, this time with all her weight behind it. Her blade cut through one of the dark roots and drove toward Kesh's side. But Kesh did not flinch. He thrust his free hand forward, and the void struck her like a hammer. Black fire washed over her, numbing her limbs, burning without heat. She hit the ground hard, her sword skittering from her grip.
"You cannot stop what has already begun,"
Kesh said, stepping past her. The forest itself seemed to bow around him, shadows stretching toward his heels. Pain dragged Eira back to herself. She forced her body to move, pulling Leona free of the shadow's grip.
Run!
She hissed. Leona stumbled beside her, clutching her satchel. Together they fled into the trees, their cords snapping against roots and branches. Behind them, Kesh's laughter echoed, low and certain. By the time they reached a stream bed, Eira collapsed against the stones, her arm still numb, her chest aching. She had never felt so small against an enemy. Leona crouched beside her, eyes sharp with worry.
He has the keystone. If he finds the Voidheart with it...
Eira cut her off, voice hoarse.
Then we stop him. Somehow.
But inside, doubt gnawed at her. She had faced cults, beasts, and broken magic before. None had made her feel powerless. None until Tharivor Kesh. She clenched her fist, willing her hand not to shake. If Vestinus truly lingered in the lines, they would need him now more than ever.